already had 4 candles. So it's 25 years ago yesterday since Michael J. Fox starred as Marty McFly in Back to the Future. Oh, the memories. Well, to celebrate the anniversary, the movie is back at the cinema, and joining me now is Alistair Vanstone from Hertfordshire. He's got one of these DeLorean cars just like in the film. Alistair, a very good morning to you.
Yes, good morning, Justin.
Welcome to the programme. So, we have mentioned a few surprises today. You have got one of these DeLoreans, and you're about to bring it into our studio, aren't you?
That's correct, yeah. I was leaving in about 5 minutes' time.
I mean, you're saying you're leaving in around 5 minutes' time, hoping to be here for about 8:15, but surely if you've got one of these DeLoreans, you press a button and you can get here within seconds, can't you?
If only, if only.
I mean, you must get looks all the time driving around in a DeLorean because, to my knowledge, there's only something like 300 in the UK.
Yeah, there's even a lot less, obviously, that are driven regularly, so even simply going to get fuel can turn into a bit of a trip, put it that way.
Fantastic stuff. And, of course, you went to go and see the film. It's back at the cinema. The film, of course, is in 3D. What was the whole experience like watching it again 25 years on last night?
Yes, originally I missed it when it was first out on the big screen. I think I caught it out on video when it came out. So it was a first thing. I really enjoyed it, and it makes a big difference.
Terrific stuff. Alistair, I'm going to let you crack on, go and get into your lovely DeLorean, and we will see you here live in the studio very, very soon, OK? Thanks for your time.
Look forward to it.
There you go, Alistair Vanstone from Hertfordshire. So, yes, I'm going to be live in the car park here in Luton, Hastings Street, at about 20 minutes past 8. If you want to pop down and see the car and say hello, that is absolutely fine by me. It is Saturday breakfast. So much going on today. This is Badfinger, No Matter What. There you go. It was number 1 on This Day in History back in 1990. That was The Joker by the Steve Miller Band. If you think I sound slightly different, I do, because as promised, we are live in the BBC Three Counties Radio car park. It's 25 years ago that Michael J. Fox starred as Marty McFly in Back to the Future, a wonderful film. And to celebrate the anniversary, the movie is back at the cinema in 3D. Well, Alistair Vanstone from Hertfordshire is here with us, and he's got, you can probably hear it in the background. Sounds fantastic. One of these famous DeLorean cars that was used in the film. Alistair, you've made it. Welcome.
Yeah, good morning. Thanks very much.
It's great to see you here today. So how long have you had this DeLorean for?
I've had this one about 3 years. It was imported by a friend of mine from France and originally sold in the Middle East, and it was in quite a bit of a bad state, so it's been sort of restored to the condition it's in now.
I mean, how many do you think are still left in the UK? Because I've not seen one for years.
Yeah, there are a few tucked away that aren't driven very often, but there's estimates around 150 with perhaps 50 to 100 driven regularly.
So when you drive this car, when you drove it to Luton this morning from Hertfordshire, again, you must have had so many looks, but especially right now, because it's the 25th anniversary, everyone is talking about this car all over again.
Yes, the excitement's definitely been building with the re-release of the film. On the way here, I had someone hanging out the window on the motorway, trying to take a picture of the camera, you know. I saw a flash go off in the distance.
Now, you saw the film in 3D last night, 25 years on. What was that whole experience like?
Yeah, it was great. Unfortunately, I missed it when it was originally out on the big screen. I think I caught it on video, you know, sort of a couple of years later. And it was great to see it on the big screen. It was really enjoyed. And they've made a lot of improvement to the film. They've cleaned it up quite a bit. And, yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was fantastic.
So now that everyone's talking about Back to the Future all over again, it's a strange scenario, but how much do you think your car is worth? Has the value gone up now?
Well, we're going to wait and see what happens over the next couple of weeks. There's been some interest on the forum with regards to cars for sale, but you know, a decent car will fetch you looking around sort of 20,000.
£20,000 for something like this.
Yeah.
What about miles per gallon? Is that quite good? I presume not.
The manual transmissions are better than the automatics, but you can get anywhere on a good run up to, you know, sort of 25.
And what about the DeLorean Club as well? Because you're part of that club. How many enthusiasts are part of the DeLorean Club?
Well, we've got about 300 members, but they're from all over the world. We've got a lot of members, you know, sort of European as well. We have various events throughout the whole year. But we've got a very active community in the UK, and we've got some really knowledgeable people on board.
We'll come back to that website address in just a second. I did invite listeners to come down. Mick is here right now taking some photographs. Mick, this is one hell of a sight, a DeLorean. Did you ever think you would see one in Luton?
No, I didn't. That's for sure.
What do you make of it, Mick?
That's great, isn't it? I'd like to have a little ride in it, but there you go. It's a bit of a cheek, isn't it?
You might have to ask nicely about that one. So, Alistair, in terms of the website address, if people want to have a look, maybe they're listening right now, they have got one of these DeLoreans. We can hear planes overhead, but we've got DeLoreans here right now. What's the website address?
Yeah, it's www.DeLoreanclub.co.uk.
Now, in around 15 minutes' time, I'm going to invite Jonathan Vernon Smith into your car. Jonathan is going to be presenting the 9 o'clock show today. It's going to be fun and games all the way for 2 hours, and I don't think he would have ever seen a car like this before. So, he's coming in later on now. Would you mind if we bid the horn? Can we bid the horn for our listeners? Yeah. I know we shouldn't really be doing this with flats around, but it's the 25th anniversary. Oh, fantastic. The leather seats as well, looking very, very nice. Just finally, how old is this vehicle, Alistair?
It's January 1982 is the build date.
And it took you about an hour to get here. Some people would say, why is it taking you an hour? Because if you press a special button, you should be here in seconds.
Yeah, you'd like to think so.
And what a shame. The company actually went out of business, I believe, in 1982, because the film, of course, in 1985, had they have still been operating, you would have thought they would have made an absolute fortune.
Yeah, unfortunately, there are many reasons why the company eventually went into bankruptcy, but DeLorean Motor Company still exists today in America. Run by an Englishman called Stephen Wynn, who bought all the remaining parts inventory, and they sort of produced new DeLoreans, as they were, which are sort of remanufactured cars with all modern parts added.
And you've even got your DeLorean coat on today, haven't you?
Yes, luckily in our club we have our own, one of our members has our own t-shirt printing machine, so we can request what we'd like and it's made for us.
You are such a character. Alistair, thank you so much for coming down today. It really has been an absolute pleasure. I'm now going to run back into the studio. The time is 29 minutes past 8. Here's the latest on the roads for you. It's the 25th anniversary of Back to the Future. The film, of course, is back at cinemas in 3D. And if you've just joined us, you've missed me in the car park with Alistair from Hertfordshire. He's part of the DeLorean Club, and we have got a DeLorean live in our car park right now. And Jonathan Vernon Smith, he is sitting in that DeLorean. He, of course, is going to be here at 9 o'clock. Hello, Jonathan.
Hello.
Enjoying yourself out there?
Well, it's cosy, isn't it?
Yes.
It's very compact. It's not like my luxury Montego.
So, the leather seats, well, what do you make of the leather seats? Because I know you're a man who likes nice comfort on your backside.
Well, they're very nice. They're not aniline leather, they're coated leather, but they're very nice. And yes, it's very compact, but I'm concerned there's no airbags. Not an airbag in sight. And I'm very keen on my safety in a vehicle.
Do you know what? I would love you to drive into work in a DeLorean that was used in Back to the Future. Now, that would be a sight for sore eyes. They'd be queuing round the block to see that, JVS.
I'd just like to borrow this and drive home and just have my neighbours see me pulling in this. They'd roar.
You'd certainly get some looks. Anyway, whilst you're sitting in the DeLorean this morning, you're going to be here at 9 o'clock, back in the studio. So what's on today's show?
Well, come